All right, welcome back, fellow Shopify entrepreneurs. We're back at it for October. We're going to be going over all the Shopify updates that came this month so that we're well prepared. We're brainstorming what to do next on our stores. We're maintaining our competitive advantage in our stores, and we're just coming together as a Shopify community. If you like Shopify update videos, how-to videos, everything Shopify for merchants, consider subscribing. I'm a fellow Shopify entrepreneur that just likes helping other fellow Shopify entrepreneurs. And once a month, we go over these updates to see what we can improve and add to our stores. If you haven't already, definitely go check out some of my summer editions video. A lot of amazing updates in there. This will be a little bit of a shorter video just because nothing really catches my attention. If you like Shopify updates, we do this video once a month. Consider hitting subscribe, joining a free Shopify community as we all chase the same dream. It's free. And without further ado, let's jump into this. Now, probably the biggest update that's coming this month actually came last month. They snuck this one in here after I finished my video last month, and that's split shipping and checkout is available to all merchants. And so this has been teased for a little bit in additions and in different updates and these things. This means that split shipping and checkout can be accessed for merchants that have more than one location or more than one shipping profile. So I would say the grand majority of stores have more than one location. Some of you might just have one shipping profile, but I would say a lot of people have more than one shipping profile. Because if you're doing anything, if you're using a supplier, if you're drop shipping or you're printing on demand or anything like that, those apps usually create another location for you where they technically keep the stock. And then your business's location is a separate location. So this can apply to you. And it's basically just to give customers more transparency at checkout. It says as of August 30th, we have made split shipping and checkout available to all merchants. It probably sounds like prior to this, as we know with all Shopify updates, it was probably available to early access group or select a bunch of stores on higher tiers. But now they're saying it's available to all merchants. So it says merchants that have more than one shipping profile or location can access this through settings in shipping in your delivery settings. Buyers will be able to see when multiple packages are expected for checkout and the option to accelerate one or more packages when options are available, ultimately offering transparency and choice in the purchasing process. So this makes a lot of sense because if you have multiple locations or you're storing multiple items at multiple locations, previously customers would just go to checkout and they would see shipping one option for their entire cart and there would be no extra details. So now if an item is in one location, maybe two items are in this location and another item's over here, we will see the split shipping and checkout just to give the customer more transparency. And if they want to accelerate or slow down one or more options, this is now available to all merchants. So that's honestly probably the biggest update of this video. Like I said, it is for August 30th, but at the end of my last video, this was the last update that was there. And so they update these things a little bit. So the first one for September is for the Shopify Flow app. And every single month, if you were watching these videos for a while, Shopify is really trying to improve the Shopify Flow app. The Shopify Flow app is a free, made and developed app by Shopify that essentially is made to automate tasks. And that's all well and good because everybody loves automating tasks. If you've ever made an email marketing flow on Shopify, there's triggers and actions and it kind of looks like this, if this, check this, do this. And then this kind of creates this flow. Every single month, we see a ton of improvements with Flow because they're really just trying to push it more and more. It's not very beginner friendly. And as of this point, it's just kind of perhaps not worth the time, especially if you're new. Use return data from send admin API request action. So it says to enable you to use data created or changed by the send admin API request action, you can now return data from the action for use in the subsequent workflow steps. Here's the update. Some of these improvements when it comes to the Flow app are talking about the library and things more relevant. This is just getting into the realm of APIs. And so it's just not very beginner friendly for Shopify entrepreneurs. The Shopify Flow app is not very beginner friendly, even though they are trying to improve it heavily as we see each month. But then talking about APIs and this stuff, this isn't really Shopify entrepreneur beginner friendly stuff. So we're just going to move on from that. Moving forward, we see the term B2B, B2B here, B2B here. B2B is a feature on Shopify Plus. Shopify Plus is the highest tier plan Shopify has. And so we don't cover anything B2B or Shopify Plus on this store or on this channel. So we're just going to keep moving on. On September 16th, it says new granular staff permissions for gift cards. It says 4 new staff permissions give merchants more granular control over actions staff members can take on gift cards. And so basically what this is saying is if you have a store and you have staff members, previously the single gift card permission would grant access, but now they've extended the staff permissions you can give to accounts with a view gift card, create, edit, and export and deactivate, it looks like, for gift cards to give more control control to staff permissions. Unfortunately, a recent Shopify update on the plans have removed staff members from a lot of basic plans. You have to upgrade your Shopify plan quite a bit to get staff members, which previously wasn't the case. And honestly, that's a little disappointing to see. So this is just the update that it's talking about here. More staff permissions if you have staff members. September 16th, we have a new feature coming to POS. It says Shopify bundles support on POS. Bundles created by the Shopify Bundles app can now be published to and sold on the Shopify POS. And so what basically happens in the Shopify ecosystem is that the Shopify Bundles app isn't a new app. This is a free made and developed store. And if you don't have a bundle offer on your Shopify store, definitely look into it. Shopify Bundles app is actually a fine app. It's free. It's made and developed by Shopify. You have any problems, you can go straight to Shopify. But basically all it does, as the name suggests, is it takes, a couple of products and it bundles them together. So instead of a customer checking out with 3 line items, the bundle actually just creates one single line item and the customer pays for this line item. This is good for a lot of ways. You can combine stock that needs to get rid of or is slow selling with maybe a best selling product. You can increase the average order value of the cart. So offering a bundle is a good idea. Basically all this update is saying is now that the Shopify Bundles app now works with POS, because as we see in the Shopify ecosystem, a lot of features are found on the admin first, like the Shopify Bundles app. It's found on the admin in the App Store. And then these things sort of trickle down. They trickle down to the POS. They trickle down to the Shopify app to make them more useful and more compatible with a lot of features. So this is all it's saying. But if you've never heard of Shopify Bundles app, definitely check it out. It says here there's 3 types of bundles: fixed, multi-pack, and mix and match. The Shopify Bundles app can only do fixed. So you literally just download the Shopify Bundles app, you go into the admin, you make a bundle, name the bundle, and it creates its own product, its own single product. It looks exactly the same as the product page when you're creating product pages. And then basically you just add what products you want to be in the bundle and you set a price and that's it. And then the bundle product is viewed on your website like all the other products. So it's very nice. It's very useful. But then it also mentions multi-pack, mix and match. These cannot be done with the Shopify Bundles app. Maybe further down the line, they'll update the Shopify Bundles app. But at this point in time, they're saying if you're looking for mix and match, multi-pack kind of things, you need to download a third-party app to integrate that. Moving along here to September 18th. This is kind of a more fun update, but it does say it is a little update when it comes to flow again, even though it doesn't really say that. But it says trigger marketing automations and workflows when customers join or leave segments. So you can create automations that respond to the customer data that matters to you most. And so basically it's saying that there are 2 new marketing automations within Flow here. And again, it's another kind of Flow update is the way I'm taking this. That is welcome new VIPs in a customer segment and send birthday emails. So welcome new VIPs could mean anything. A VIP segment could be, your most loyal customers, your most dedicated customers who have spent the most on your store and keep coming back. You can look in your reports and view that data. It's actually quite interesting if you've been at business for a long time. And then send birthday emails. Of course, this is if a customer signs up, you can add the option for them to add their birthday. And a lot of marketing emails now will say we'll send you a little treat on your birthday, be that a free item for a restaurant or a 10% discount or anything like that. And so this update is saying that there are these 2 new automations, but more specifically, the automation for when customers enter and then leave these sort of segments is also being improved within the Flow app and the marketing automation section. Moving right along here, September 19th, this was a big update that I'm pretty sure was in additions a few times. It says enable ship to store and offer better in-store pickup. So it says pickup in store now supports store transfers, enabling customers to buy items online and have them shipped to your store for pickup. We've also enhanced the display of pickup locations and checkout. So this is actually a bigger update that was being talked a lot, quite a bit. It's pretty straightforward. You enable the customer to ship to a store. So if they buy online, they'll see shipping methods. They'll see maybe local delivery and these things, local pickup if you have them enabled for your store, but now they'll also see pickup in store or ship to store. Obviously, this means you're going to have an online business and also an in-person location. A lot of people do. And so if you do, it might be something worth checking out, but that's pretty straightforward. That's all it's saying there. Okay, this is an interesting update to review the term semantic search. So September 19th, it says the semantic search now supports more languages. So I did a whole video on what semantic search is. So for details on what this is, I refer you to that in detail video. Basically, it's saying the semantic search now supports multi-languages, so shoppers worldwide can use everyday language and find relevant results. So this is a feature through the search and discovery app that slowly trickled down the pipeline. Basically what semantic search is, it's using AI technology to match your customer search to a product no matter what. So if the customer types in a hat, but you only sell sweaters or coats or maybe even toques, instead of the page showing 0 results, we never want the page to show 0 results. So semantic search is a way to better understand what the intent behind the search is and then match those products on your store to that intended search term, just so 0 products never really comes up. We never want that to happen. Basically, this update is saying that this now supports more languages. There's storefronts, Shopify storefronts all over the world with different languages. But if you want to know a lot more about semantic search, I did a whole video. I'll link it here for you. Like I mentioned, lots of flow updates every month. We have another one here to the Flow app for faster, clear, and more efficient troubleshooting and workflow run list. So just more efficient, more optimizations for this app every month. As you can see here, if you've never used the Flow app, here's the Flow app in the Shopify admin. And here are recent runs for different automated workflows. And we can see the start time, we can see if it's completed, in progress. And then what they're talking about here is errors. Because in a flow, there's many different steps. There's checks and search and actions and triggers and all kinds of stuff. And so identifying where the error happened and understanding the results of that flow can help a lot. This is again was what was going on in email marketing automations. If you ever made them on the Shopify email app before it got moved to Flow, you can see basically a list saying in your flow, this succeeded, this succeeded, this succeeded, this succeeded, and then this is the error. So it kind of looks similar to this, just a little bit different, but this update is just talking about, more efficiencies, faster, clearer troubleshooting and the workflow run list and making things easier with the Flow app. Constant optimizations with the Flow app. This is an interesting one. September 20th, duty inclusive pricing is now available for managed markets. So we love seeing the new feature here. So it says reduce checkout surprises with duty inclusive pricing. That could be very helpful. So everybody has market settings. When you open a Shopify store, managed markets is one step above the market settings that are found on your admin. It's for more heavy duty international setups that Shopify helps you manage a lot of duties and customs and international laws when selling all over the place by using what is called a merchant of record. And that's what managed markets is. And so the new feature coming to managed market is this feature called duty inclusive pricing, so that when a customer is checking out, they don't see the item and the tax and then a big duty area or custom fee area. Instead, they can set the duty to be included in the price of the item, so there's no big shocks at checkout creating bounced checkouts, or there's no duties when the customer goes and picks it up from their post office and then there's a big custom fee on it. That's always a big problem. Within this setup, you can decide whether to leave product prices the same and forego margin, or you can adjust the product price to offset the duty charges, which is also interesting. Finishing up the month here, we have this update on September 23rd, which is an improvement to the refund process. So it says shipping amounts shown in the financial summary of the order details page now account for refunds. We've also streamlined the UX on the refund page when refunding shipping. And so there's a lot of information on this page. You can pause it if you'd like. I think one of the biggest updates here is that a new checkbox has been added to simplify the process of refunding shipping so that you can check if you want to refund shipping or not. But then also, because there's multiple shipping lines now with multiple locations, you can now individually refund the individual shipping lines, select them all, not select them all. And this becomes important when you're doing things like partial returns and partial refunds and these things. This is an interesting update. September 25th, customer meta fields on the POS. So there's a lot of terms here. So customer meta fields pinned in the Shopify admin are now available on all POS Pro locations, allowing retail staff to view and capture unique customer information. Okay, short update, but lots of things to go over here. So I see things like meta fields, customer meta fields, POS, POS Pro, and all sorts of things. So first thing to know, POS has two types of plans. There's POS Lite, which I'm pretty sure is included in a lot of plans. And then there's POS Pro, which is extra. So this only comes into effect if you're using POS Pro. Second is meta fields, and then more importantly, customer meta fields. So meta fields, I think I'm going to do a meta field video very soon. So subscribe if you want to learn more about meta fields. But meta fields are basically just a way of creating a way to input specific information. And you can do this all over the place. Meta fields, meta objects, they're very robust, but they can be quite complicated. But simple applications are kind of fun to explore. In this case, it's talking about customer meta fields. So if you create a customer meta field, you can quickly collect data like birthday, loyalty status, any attribute that matters most to your business. And that's what's key. A meta field is something you create, something you want to show or you want to collect. It's essentially creating a little box, a new box. You know, when you're creating a product, you have the title box, and then below that you have the description box. These are meta fields. That's a title meta field. That's a description meta field. These are product meta fields because we want to display specific product titles, product descriptions for specific products. That's a meta field. You can do this for all kinds of things. And so customer meta field is referring to a box, in this case on the POS admin, where if you want to collect something like a birthday or loyalty status or anything you want, you now have the ability to add a customer meta field and display it on POS so that when you're working in person, you can quickly collect the information that you are looking for. Which is kind of interesting. It really gets the brain expanding. There's not really any limits to meta fields, meta objects. They can help a lot of ways, but if you're just starting out, it might complicate some things, but it's an interesting concept to start to get familiar with for sure. This is an improvement again here to the Flow app where it's talking about writing scripts and writing specific code. So in my experience running Shopify stores for a number of years, you don't have to know anything about coding to run a successful business at all. So I don't cover much coding on this channel. So talking about flow and talking about code, we're just not going to go into details with this update. Okay, so this is probably another one of the biggest updates this month, and that's that storefront filters now support category meta fields. So we kind of just learned a little bit about what meta fields are. This update says you can power your storefront using category meta fields in the Shopify search and discovery app. So this update is one, as you can see, it's quite short, but it's one that's been in the works for a while because Shopify's new standard product taxonomy was a big feature that was released, I think, this past summer editions or maybe winter editions. I can't remember at the moment. And basically, Shopify standard product taxonomy now uses a lot of AI and Shopify Magic to help categorize your products better. And so once your products are categorized, a lot of features can be added to them automatically, like color and style and height and weight and material and texture and all these fun little things. And then it's saying using the Shopify search and discovery app, which is a free main developed app that helps you filter your collection list that helps customers filter your collection list on your store. It's saying that these two features are now working together. So that's actually kind of exciting. The new Shopify standard product taxonomy and creates the category meta fields, which can now be shown and allow customers to use the Shopify search and discovery app filters to then filter, I would probably think, much more automated because it's using Shopify AI and Shopify Magic to show your newly minted category meta fields in the filter section of your product and collection page. So one of the biggest updates back in the day was the ability to add color swatches using the search and discovery app. And that's exactly kind of what we're talking about. So a color could be a category meta field. A color swatch could be a category meta field for any item. It comes in different colors. And so with the Shopify search and discovery app, and it also depends on your theme for this to be relevant, could then add like the color swatches using the search and discovery app to your products. And then the filters from the search and discovery app would be found in the filter option in the top of the collection page. And then customers can select, I'm looking for only blue products, and they'd select blue. And then it would only show a bunch of blue products based on the category meta field set up with Shopify standard product taxonomy. Whew, a lot of things going on there. Last 3 of the month, September 27th, YouTube Shorts now supported as external file type in the file system. So YouTube Shorts can now be added in the file picker, available on products and across the admin with the add from URL field. So this is nice and simple. All it's saying is we've added YouTube Shorts support to the file picker in the admin. So when you are maybe adding a video in your Shopify admin in the theme editor, and it tells you, what video do you want to add to this section of your website right here? And you click it and you can add a link, or you can click a file in your file that's already in your Shopify admin. Now it's saying that you can add YouTube Shorts. Ooh, this is a fun little improvement, actually. This will give us a little more insight into POS stuff. But so one of the last updates here of the month is POS terminal experience enhancement. So we've enhanced the POS terminal customer experience with a with a refreshed design and new customization. So that sounds kind of boring and bland, but actually it's kind of interesting because it gives us the knowledge of the customer view app. So if you have a POS terminal, say you have an in-person store and you're behind the counter and you have your iPad here or your POS device, and on the POS device it has like a smart grid that looks like this, and you're helping a customer who's over here on the other side of the counter, and here's their total. On this side of the counter, the customer needs to tap their card on another device. There's something called a customer-facing device that's for the customer. So this is controlled by something called the customer view app, which is here. So the POS terminal is this one, and that's with the POS app, and there's lots of POS updates. This one, usually a much smaller device for the customer where they tap their card and they can view information, is called the customer view app. And this will make a lot more sense when I open this up and we see what this can kind of look like. This is the customer view app. So here we go. We see the total, the card for them to tap. We can see the tip and all these things. This is from the customer side. So that's very interesting. If you never heard of that before, that's basically how these things work. If you're thinking in the long term about maybe opening up a POS storefront location, now maybe that's answered a lot more questions about how the POS works and how the customer view app works, and these things all work together. And then the last update of the month, unless they sneak one in like last month, September 30th, Files admin user permission is now generally available. This is a new feature which we love seeing. And it says merchants can now use the new Files user permission to grant staff member explicit capabilities in a shop's underlying file system. These permissions will be enforced across all the admin. And nice and simply, it just says we've released the ability to grant staff members explicit file permission for a shop, further enhancing the permissions and the views allowed by certain staff members and the account owner. Again, pain in the butt that Shopify stopped granting staff member access to lower tier Shopify plans, and you have to upgrade quite a bit to get staff members. Oh, we'll see. Maybe it'll come back in the future. And just like that, we're done for the month, guys. Nice and simple. We got some interesting things here this month. We learned about the POS terminal and the customer-facing app. YouTube Shorts are super popular. You can add those now. We learned about a lot about meta fields, the search and discovery app, storefront filters, lots of flow stuff. We learned more about meta fields, improvements to refunds and that user design, duty inclusive pricing in what managed markets is, semantic search also on the search and discovery app. Perhaps if you've never used that one, it'd be a good time to check that out, add that to your store. Bundles for the POS, more staff permissions, UI experiences, and all these kind of fun stuff. So that's it for the month, guys. I hope you guys have a great month. I hope your store's doing well. I hope you learned something in this video. If you've learned something and this has helped you out in any way, leave a like on the video so I know. I truly just like helping fellow Shopify entrepreneurs, being one myself, and creating a community of like-minded Shopify entrepreneurs. So if you want to join a free community of like-minded Shopify entrepreneurs, click that subscribe button. If you do, I'll see you in the next video.